Lino is a great tool for multimedia projects. Students can create projects that include text, particularly long pieces of text, images, videos, and all kinds of things in their Lino project and organize everything together. They can also create backgrounds, as you can see here, well, sort of see here. This is a project from one of my students, Pedro, and the topic was individual versus society. So their project was they had to find, in addition to the novel that we were reading, they had to find 10 examples in American history to represent the individual versus society. And this is an essential question that we looked at. What is the place of an individual in society? How does an individual manage their place in society? So those essential questions guided their project. This particular one, you can see the student used Tupac, he used Cesar Chavez, Eminem. He used things, Black Panthers, he used things, Muhammad Ali. He used things that were important to him and that made a personal connection to him, but also were about the topic that we were working with. He found these 10 people or individuals or small groups that were in some way challenging society. And then he found texts that represented those challenges. So for Tupac, he had a song. For Muhammad Ali, he had a speech. For Eminem, there was a song. Cesar Chavez, there was a speech. And so he includes those in his Post-it notes. He also includes some images and videos. Tupac's Me Against the World with the lyrics is here in this video. And that creates a really intense multimedia piece that supports his learning. Now, the text we were reading in class is the Scarlet Letter, which has nothing to do with any of these people except that you have this idea of the individual who is in some way opposed to society. And so he used things that influenced him and that he was aware of and that he knew about, and then he related those things back to these essential questions about what is the role of an individual in society. Using Lino for this multimedia project made this very, very easy. The only thing that we couldn't do was play the videos from YouTube in school because it got blocked by the filter. Everything else was perfectly adaptable to an in-school environment. I could get to all of his links. I could find all of his resources. It was a very, very easy project for him to do, to organize, to put everything together, and it was an easy project for me to assess because everything was in this one canvas. This was the very first of 3 multimedia projects that we did for this class, and it did 2 things. First, it gave my students an opportunity to collect resources that they were interested in and connect them back to the theme. And so they got to do all of this writing without feeling like they were doing all of this writing. The second thing that it let me do is it let me see their writing. They did a literary analysis piece as well as a rhetorical analysis piece. And it let me see what they knew and what I needed to go back and fill them in on. The ultimate end of this is they did a 12-page paper at the end of the trimester using the 3 projects as their resources. And so they had a lot of this writing done as a rough draft. They would go back through it, tweak it, put it into an essay format, and all of a sudden this idea of writing a 12-page paper became very easy because they had so many of the pieces already done. Part of using it as multimedia pieces and using it as a very easy to use web tool encouraged them to do a lot more with what they had. Otherwise, I could have asked them to write a 3-page paper. I would have gotten a lot of fluff. This is really, really focused and to the point, and it did exactly what I needed it to do. So using Lino for multimedia projects, particularly when they are in-depth, thoughtful, analytical projects, really helps students embrace the writing of the project without feeling overwhelmed. If you're looking for a simpler multimedia project to use with Lino, I know that for freshmen, I did All About Me projects. Now, I didn't use Lino, but if I was going back and teaching freshmen again, it would be a great tool to use. They can include pictures of themselves, so pictures of themselves as small children, as they grow up, pictures of themselves in sporting events or in other extracurricular activities, or with friends or with family. They can have home videos that they could include on there. And so having these multimedia pieces where students can put pieces on there, put images and videos and text and all of that, and then reflect on it, is a really easy way to get students thinking and writing and using their resources around them.